Hello and welcome to mine and my new bestie's morning walk. I've been MIA this week from making any videos because I've had COVID and pretty much been floored for about a week. So I wanted to take the opportunity to make a video about the importance of exercise, because it's funny because how quickly, I guess, your mindset can slip when you're not being active and functional. And it's something I go on about a lot, being physical fitness being a real key area of well-being. Everybody knows it, everybody talks about it, but really, when you're conscious of how much it does affect you, your mental health and your mood, it's funny, like when I sort of make those observations, it only takes like a few days for me not being able to exercise, like not being able to go to the gym, not being able to do jiu-jitsu and get in that environment where I just get super cranky. But it's not just super cranky, it's like I wake up in the morning and my head is just so full of noise. Like, I don't know if anybody experiences that, but I get up, go to the toilet, I try and meditate first thing or do yoga first thing, and I'm trying to get in the zone where I'm sitting there trying to meditate and do the yoga, and like my mind is just going, oh, gotta do this, gotta do that, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you gotta do this, gotta do that. Like, it's just this constant sort of loop that's going on. And like, if you're not conscious of that, that's what, it builds, I guess, the foundations of your stress and your functions and your activities for the day. And if you're not really conscious of it, it just spirals out of control. And this is where, chronic stress comes in, anxiety, depression, all those sort of things, where they just kind of build and manifest over the day, but they're starting, first thing when that noise starts. As soon as you wake up and sit up on the side of your bed, what's the noise that starts? And that's why I'm really focused and conscious on trying to sit up first thing and just do that meditation, do that yoga. Like I said, because of this little gem of fun right here, my morning routine's been shaken up for the last 2-3 weeks. It's been a little bit different. It's been hard for me to kind of get in that regular meditation, that yoga, having to get up at 4:30 in the morning to take her to the toilet. She bounces around, wants to play, so I'd struggle to sort of even get that 10 minutes of meditation in, get yoga in without getting attacked, and then trying to get to the gym on time, get out the door without her having a hissy fit, essentially. But then, COVID threw a whole spanner in the works. Pretty much couldn't get out of bed for 2 days. So, within 3-4 days, I'm just this completely different person. Cranky, a completely different version of myself. Super cranky. Don't have directions. Wouldn't even sit down and look at my list of goals for the week or for the month. Wouldn't even think about it, consider what my goals are that I'm trying to achieve for the entire week, work-wise or exercise-wise. Just all those sort of things go out the window. And I guess it's different for everybody. Like, some circumstances is a bit extreme for me, because I've got a crappy immune system. So when I get sick, like with COVID, I get real sick. In bed for a couple of days and pretty much incapacitated for 4 or 5, and I'm finally out the other side of it now. But then, I've got that added aspect of past traumas where my body's like, oh, we know what this feels like. We know what really being really sick feels like. Does it mean this? Does it mean that? All these type of things that sort of go on, where I've got to use all these type of coping mechanisms. And like I said, the physical fitness is only one aspect of it. I would love to sit here and say if you just got up and exercised and walked every morning, it would completely fix all the noise in your head and all the problems that are going on. But one of the things I obviously always go on about is all those other key areas in your life that you got to be focusing on at the same time. Your social wellness, your environmental wellness, your spiritual wellness, all those type of things that sort of lump into one. But I just find it funny how I just noticed this week, just taking away that key element of the exercise, but then also a few things like the spiritual aspect of it, not being able, the social aspect of it, not being able to see people this week, not being able to meditate properly, not being able to exercise properly. I'm sort of taking away a few things there, and it just makes me think, like, I'm conscious of it. I'm conscious of how it makes me feel, but how conscious are you of that? And I'm a part of a few of these different mental health threads and different mental health pages on Instagram, and it's just, and unfortunately there's fit and healthy people with their shit together that commit suicide with mental health issues. But how many of those other key areas of their life, I think sometimes, are they really taken care of? So like I said, I'd like to be able to say that if you just get up in the morning, go for a walk, exercise, do something, it's going to fix everything. But what it is going to do is going to reduce the amount of noise to help you free up those other areas. And once the noise is quietened down, your other goals become clearer. Your capacity to do the other aspects, like the social aspects, the environmental aspects, making sure they're on point, they become clearer and easier. There's just this calmness and this quietness that happens in your brain when you're able to exercise like that. And it's just, even as today, it's been over a week since I've made a video. I like to make 2 or 3 a week and chuck them up on my Instagram, just talking about random shit to do with mental health and trauma and all that sort of stuff, to keep kind of content frequent towards my bigger plan. And I just haven't been able to do it. I took away at least 3 of those key areas of well-being this week, and it just takes a toll. And I know, like, I can sit here and blame COVID all I want, but I mean, there's only really been 2 days that felt really bad, and those other 3-4 days, I guess, is collateral damage behind that, where I'd get thrown out of my routine. I go, oh, I might just lay down and rest or watch Netflix instead of writing these things down or listening to that, reading that book, or doing whatever that is. It's just taking that easy option because I feel like crap. But those are the times you really sort of got to dig in well. So as soon as I felt well enough this week, I was just walking around the block with the dog, just getting some type of movement in, and I felt way better for it. And try to get the meditation in, try to get the yoga in, making sure those key areas are in there. But it's just, one key point I just wanted to push home today is about the physical health and that effect that it has on your mindset, helping clear that noise. And it was just unbelievable to me after 4 or 5 days this week, the amount of noise that came into my head. And that's something that I'm aware of. And there's people that aren't aware of that. And this is why I sort of try and, I guess, put this content out, is because you've got to realize that some people aren't aware of that. Like, everybody's aware that Twitch, that DJ in the US committed suicide this week, and you see hundreds and hundreds of thousands of tributes on Instagram and videos going, whoever knew, I spoke to him yesterday, he was so happy. But you got to realize the amount of noise that people have in their head that may not be aware of how much it's just pushing down their life, pushing them down into a black hole. So we've got to be conscious of that, especially over this holiday period. It can be hard for people as well, not having family around, not being able to see family. Maybe not being in a financial position to buy everybody presents. We've been in that situation before. It gets taxing. The gym's shut, you're not able to exercise. So it's just an important time to keep really honed in on those things. If your gym's shut, keep walking, keep exercising, go around the block, take the dog for a walk, do some yoga. Don't get out of that routine because you don't have to get up every single morning and go to work. Obviously rest where rest is due during those working hours, but making sure keeping some type of routine is really important through those situations. Unfortunately, a lot of people commit suicide through holiday season, especially Christmas. It's something people might not know. So if you could just be conscious of that over this break, making sure you're reaching out to people you think that might not have family, might need to have a chat, might be get thrown out of their routine and packing on 10 kilos through the break. And if that's the type of person that can affect their mental health, maybe reach out to them and make sure that they're your priority, because collectively we need to help each other through these situations. And I'll just leave it there. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll try and pop back up on here in a couple of days. Say bye, Penny. She's a brat.